You're doing it but missing this. JessicaOpare, I'm about to tell you something that's going to make you angry. You've been doing everything right, but you're missing one crucial element that's sabotaging all your hard work. And I'm not talking about some secret hack or hidden trick. I'm talking about something so obvious that 90% of people completely overlook it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, why it's costing you success, and how to fix it starting today. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're running on a treadmill? You're sweating, you're exhausted, your heart is pounding, but you're not actually going anywhere? That's exactly what's happening in your life right now. You're putting in the work. You're showing up. You're doing all the things the experts tell you to do, but somehow you're still stuck in the same place. If you're nodding your head right now, smash that like button and drop a comment telling me what area of your life this resonates with most. Is it your career, your relationships, your health, your finances? I read every single comment, and your story might be featured in our next video. And if you're new here, I'm Jessica, and on this channel, we dive deep into the psychology of success and the hidden patterns that separate those who achieve their goals from those who just dream about them. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah was a marketing manager who worked 60-hour weeks, attended every professional development seminar, read every business book, and networked like her life depended on it. She was doing everything right. But after 3 years of this, she was still in the same position, making the same salary, with the same frustrations. She came to me absolutely defeated, saying, "Jessica, I don't know what else to do. I'm doing everything they tell me to do, but nothing is working." And that's when I told her the same thing I'm about to tell you. Within 6 months, Sarah got promoted to Senior Marketing Director with a 40% salary increase. Within a year, she was headhunted for a VP position at a Fortune 500 company. The crazy part? She didn't work harder. She didn't learn new skills. She didn't network more. She simply fixed the one thing she was missing. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what that was. Here's what we're going to cover in the next 35 minutes. And I promise you, if you stick with me until the end, you'll have a complete roadmap for transforming your results. First, I'm going to reveal the 3 most common ways people sabotage their own success without even realizing it. Then, we'll dive into the psychology behind why our brains are wired to miss the most important piece of the puzzle. After that, I'll share the exact framework I use with my high-achieving clients to identify what they're missing and how to fix it. And finally, I'll give you a step-by-step action plan you can implement immediately. But before we dive in, I need you to do something. Grab a pen and paper or open your notes app. You're going to want to write this down because I'm about to share insights that most people charge thousands of dollars for. Section 1, the 3 saboteurs. Saboteur 1, the perfectionist trap. The first way you're sabotaging yourself is through what I'd call the perfectionist trap. Now, before you say, "But Jessica, I'm not a perfectionist," hear me out. You don't have to be clinically perfect to fall into this trap. Maybe you're the person who spends 3 hours crafting the perfect email when a 2-minute phone call would be more effective. Or maybe you're constantly tweaking your resume instead of actually applying for jobs. Here's the thing about perfectionism. It's not about standards. It's about fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. So your brain tricks you into thinking that if you just make it perfect first, then you'll be safe to put it out there. But here's what you're missing. Perfection is the enemy of progress. While you're perfecting, someone else is progressing. While you're polishing, someone else is posting. While you're preparing, someone else is performing. The solution isn't to lower your standards, it's to shift your timeline. Instead of perfect first, then action. It's action first, then perfect through iteration. Saboteur 2, the comparison trap. The second saboteur is comparison. And this one is absolutely deadly in our social media age. You're working hard, making progress, but then you scroll through LinkedIn or Instagram and see someone else's highlight reel. Suddenly, your progress doesn't feel like progress anymore. You start questioning your path, your strategy, your worth. You think, maybe I should be doing what they're doing instead. This is what I call strategic schizophrenia. You're constantly switching strategies because you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. But here's what you're missing. You're not seeing their failures, their struggles, their years of preparation. You're seeing their victory lap, not their training montage. And while you're busy comparing, you're not doing the one thing that actually matters: staying consistent with your own path. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy, but it's also the thief of progress. Every minute you spend comparing is a minute you're not spending improving. Saboteur 3, the complexity trap. The third saboteur is complexity. And this might be the most insidious one because it makes you feel like you're being productive. You're using 17 different apps to manage your life. You have systems for your systems. You spend more time organizing your to-do list than actually doing the items on it. You're majoring in minor things. I see this all the time with entrepreneurs. They have the perfect funnel, the perfect CRM, the perfect social media strategy, but they haven't made a single sale because they're so busy perfecting the system that they forgot to actually use it. Here's what you're missing. Complexity is often a form of procrastination. Your brain loves complexity because it feels like work, but it's not actually moving you forward. The most successful people I know have the simplest systems. They do fewer things, but they do them consistently and well. They understand that it's better to be excellent at the basics than mediocre at everything. Okay, pause for a second. Which of these three saboteurs hit home for you? Drop a comment right now and tell me, are you a perfectionist, a comparer, or a complexity addict? And if you're finding value in this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells YouTube that this content is helpful, which means more people who need to hear this message will actually see it. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We drop videos like this every Tuesday and Friday, and I promise you, each one is packed with insights that can literally change your life. Section 2, the psychology behind the pattern. The survival brain versus the success brain. Now that you know the three saboteurs, let's talk about why your brain does this to you. Because understanding the why is crucial to fixing the what. Your brain has two primary operating systems: the survival brain and the success brain. The survival brain is ancient. It's been around for millions of years. Its job is simple: keep you alive. The success brain is newer. It's what separates us from other animals. It's responsible for innovation, growth, and achievement. But here's the problem. When you're stressed, scared, or overwhelmed, your survival brain takes over. And your survival brain sees anything new, different, or uncertain as a threat. It doesn't care about your goals, your dreams, or your potential. It just wants you to stay safe, which usually means staying the same. This is why perfectionism feels safe. If it's perfect, no one can criticize it. This is why comparison feels important. If you're doing what successful people do, you should be safe. This is why complexity feels necessary. If you have all the tools, you should be prepared for anything. The illusion of control. But there's something even deeper happening here. And this is where most people get stuck. You're trying to control the uncontrollable while ignoring the things you can actually control. You can't control when you'll get promoted. You can't control how others perceive you. You can't control market conditions or economic factors. But your brain tricks you into thinking that if you just work harder, plan better, or prepare more, you can control these outcomes. Meanwhile, you're completely ignoring the things you can control: your actions, your consistency, your focus, your energy, your responses. These are the only things that actually matter for your success. Here's the paradox. The more you try to control the outcome, the less control you actually have. The more you focus on what you can control, the more influence you have over the outcome. The missing piece. So what's the one thing you're missing? What's the common thread that connects all successful people, regardless of their industry, background, or natural talent? It's not intelligence. It's not connections. It's not even hard work. It's something much simpler, but infinitely more powerful. It's ruthless prioritization. Not just any prioritization, ruthless prioritization. The ability to identify the 20% of actions that will create 80% of your results, and then say no to everything else. You're doing everything, but you're not doing the right everything. You're busy, but you're not effective. You're working hard, but you're not working smart. Section 3, the framework. The RIC framework. I'm going to share with you the exact framework I use with my clients to identify what they should be focusing on. I call it the RIC framework. R stands for results. What are the specific measurable outcomes you want to achieve? Not vague wishes, but concrete results. I stands for impact. Of all the things you could do, which ones would have the highest impact on those results? S stands for strengths. What are you naturally good at? What gives you energy rather than draining it? E stands for effort. What's the minimum effective dose? What's the least amount of effort that will produce the maximum result? When you filter every opportunity, every task, every commitment through this framework, magic happens. You stop being busy and start being effective, applying RIC to different areas. Let me show you how this works in practice. Let's say you want to advance your career. Results. You want a promotion within 12 months. Impact. What activities actually influence promotion decisions? It's probably visibility with leadership, delivering exceptional results on key projects, and building internal relationships. Strengths. Maybe you're great at analysis but terrible at networking. So you focus on delivering data-driven insights that make leadership look good. Effort. Instead of attending every networking event, you have monthly one-on-ones with 3 key decision-makers. Now let's look at relationships. Results. You want to find a life partner. Impact. What actually leads to meaningful connections? It's probably authentic interactions, shared values, and mutual attraction. Strengths. Maybe you're great at one-on-one conversation, but terrible at group settings. So you focus on activities that facilitate deeper connections. Effort. Instead of being on every dating app, you choose one that aligns with your values and spend quality time there. The pattern is always the same. Clarity on what you want. Focus on what works. Leverage on what you're good at, and efficiency in how you do it. The implementation strategy. But knowing the framework isn't enough. You need to know how to implement it without falling back into old patterns. Here's my 3-step implementation strategy. Step 1, the audit. List everything you're currently doing and rate each activity on a scale of 1 to 10 for how much it contributes to your primary goal. Step 2, the elimination. Anything below a 7 gets eliminated or delegated. Yes, it's that ruthless. Remember, good is the enemy of great. Step 3, the amplification. The few things that scored 8-10, double down on these. Spend more time, energy, and attention here. Most people try to do this gradually, but that doesn't work. Your brain will resist change and find ways to justify keeping the low-impact activities. You need to make the change dramatic enough that your brain can't ignore it. Section 4, real-world examples. Case study 1, the overwhelmed entrepreneur. Let me share some real examples from my clients. First, there's Mike, a consultant who was working 70-hour weeks, but barely making 6 figures. Mike was doing everything: content creation, networking, prospecting, social media, website optimization, email marketing, webinars, podcasts. He was exhausted and his family was suffering, but he felt like he had to do it all. When we applied the RIC framework, we discovered that 80% of his revenue came from referrals and direct outreach. All that content creation and social media, it was generating less than 20% of his results. So we eliminated everything except referral nurturing and strategic outreach. Mike went from 70-hour weeks to 40-hour weeks, while doubling his income. He now has a waiting list of clients and actually takes vacations. Case study 2, the plateaued professional. Then there's Jennifer, a marketing director who had been in the same role for 4 years. Despite stellar performance reviews, Jennifer was doing amazing work. Her campaigns were successful. Her team loved her. Her metrics were outstanding. But she wasn't getting promoted, and she couldn't figure out why. Using the RIC framework, we realized she was optimizing for the wrong metrics. She was focused on campaign performance. But promotion decisions were based on strategic thinking and leadership potential. So we shifted her focus. Instead of perfecting campaigns, she started presenting strategic recommendations to the C-suite. Instead of managing her team, she started mentoring other managers. Instead of attending marketing conferences, She started attending business strategy workshops. Within 6 months, she was promoted to VP of Marketing with a 50% salary increase. Same company, same skills, but completely different focus. Case Study 3, The Struggling Student. Finally, there's Alex, a college student who was studying 8 hours a day but barely maintaining a B average. Alex was attending every lecture, reading every chapter, taking detailed notes, forming study groups, using flashcards, highlighting everything. He was working harder than anyone else but getting worse results. The RIC framework revealed that Alex was a kinesthetic learner trying to use visual and auditory study methods. Once he switched to practice problems and hands-on applications, his grades shot up to A's while studying half as much. The lesson? Sometimes you're not lazy or incapable. You're just using the wrong approach for your specific situation. Section 5. Your action plan. The 30-day challenge. All right, now it's time for you to take action. I'm going to give you a 30-day challenge that will completely transform your results if you follow it exactly. Week 1, the audit. Document everything you do for 1 week. I mean everything, every email, every meeting, every task. At the end of each day, rate each activity from 1 to 10, based on how much it contributes to your primary goal. Week 2, the elimination. Take anything that scored below 7 and eliminate it. Say no to new commitments that don't score at least an 8. This will be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Week 3, the amplification. Double down on your 8-10 activities. Spend more time here, bring more energy, focus more attention. This is where the magic happens. Week 4, the optimization. Fine-tune your approach based on what you learned. What's working? What's not? How can you make your high-impact activities even more effective? The accountability system. But here's the thing. Knowledge without action is worthless. You need an accountability system to make sure you actually follow through. Find someone who will check in with you weekly. Share your scores, your eliminations, your amplifications. Make it real by making it social. Also, track your progress. Keep a simple journal of what you're doing differently and what results you're seeing. The data will motivate you to keep going when it gets tough. And remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. You don't need to get it right immediately. You just need to start and then iterate based on what you learn. Here's the truth that most people don't want to hear. You already have everything you need to succeed. You don't need more information, more tools, or more strategies. You need more focus. The difference between successful people and everyone else isn't talent, luck, or connections. It's the ability to identify what matters most and then relentlessly focus on that while ignoring everything else. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not lacking anything. You're just focused on the wrong things. Fix your focus and you'll fix your results. If this video helped you, smash that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Drop a comment telling me which saboteur you struggle with most and what you're going to eliminate first. And if you want to go deeper, I've created a free resource that breaks down the RIZ framework with worksheets and templates. The link is in the description below. Remember, you're not just watching this video, you're investing in your future. Now stop watching and start doing. I'll see you in the next one.